Shalom ladies, welcome to Meek and Chic, where we celebrate peculiar culture and peculiar fashion. So today we're going to talk about my hair regimen, and I'm going to share some tips about how I grew long natural hair. I want to give like a little background. This is my third time being natural. Yes, my third time being natural. And this time around I've been natural for about 6 years. So with my going natural, I didn't do the big chop. I did a transition. That was a little easier for me. At the time that was more fitting for me. So I kind of want to get into some tips along with my hair regimen about what I've been doing this past 6 years. So the first tip I want to share is that you want to have a clean scalp, clean hair. So I shampoo my hair once a week. I used to shampoo my hair monthly, but my Lord, he kind of didn't like that because I have a lot of hair. So he he kind of didn't like that I do me shampooing once a month. So I just started doing it weekly. So to get started, I'm very simple. If it's affordable, if it's in my budget, I buy it. So right now, I'm using this shampoo called Regimen. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a simple girl. This is the first time I even heard of this brand. But anyway, I picked this up at Century 21. This is actually this one bottle alone is a $21 value, but I only got it for $8. So I got this in the conditioner, deep conditioner. So this is what I'm using right now. This is the shampoo. Let me show you. This is what I'm using right now. So this is, and it's a lot of product which I need because I have a lot of hair and my daughter does too. So, and we have another baby on the way, Lord's will, and they may have a lot of hair. So I use it. So I have to keep a clean scalp. So I shampoo once a week, and with my shampoo, after I do my shampoo, I cleanse my hair with apple cider vinegar. Now, which brand? It doesn't matter to me. If it's in my budget, I buy it. So this is from Walmart, great value. So this is probably about, how much is this? Probably like what, $1? So you talking about like $1 and just $1 or $1 and some change? Like $1 and some change. So there you go. So again, if it's in my budget, I buy it. I don't get too caught up in name brand stuff. This is not my thing. So what I do, let's say hair day, I shampoo my hair, and then I will follow with the apple cider vinegar rinse. I will put that added with some water. How much? Let's just go half and half. Let's say you can do like what? Half a cup of apple cider vinegar, half a cup of water, and then that's it. I put it in my hair. I usually shampoo in the shower, so I will follow with the rinse. Of course I shampoo. I rub my scalp, cleanse my scalp like I usually do. And then I just rinse it right out. Some people actually leave it in for like 15, 20 minutes. I don't do that. I make it very quick. I put it in, I massage my hair, my scalp, I rinse it out. So the benefits of apple cider vinegar, I kind of wrote these things down because I want to make sure I was a little thorough. So the benefits of apple cider vinegar, it balances the pH. It closes the cuticles, allows your hair to be smoother, makes it easier to detangle, it's moisturizing, it's antibacterial, and the list goes on and on and on. So I've been using this for a while now. So that's something that has been part of my regimen. So moving on, I'm going to get into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is moisturizer. You need moisture. It's so funny because I've talked to sisters, because I always got questions about, okay, how did you grow your hair out? When I do have my hair out, because anyone who knows me, see me often, they know that probably 97% of the time I'm wearing a hair wrap. It's become part of my identity, so I don't really wear my hair. I like that, but when I do get questions. So they would make mention like, oh, my hair isn't growing, and I always ask them, do you moisturize? And the answer is always no, so you have to moisturize. It makes a big difference. It really does. So as far as moisturizing, you need to moisturize. I moisturize weekly. For deep conditioner, I deep conditioner after my shampoo. I deep condition my hair about like 20-30 minutes. Sometimes I don't have time, like especially if I'm doing it in the shower, I'll probably leave it in there just until I'm done with my shower, doing my thing, whatever. But 20-30 minutes all you need. Some people go longer, which is fine. Right now, again, I'm using this one. I'm using this deep conditioner for macadamia oil. Just like the other one, but except for this conditioner for normal to dry hair. I do have my hair does get dry. I consider my hair to be dry, as well as my daughter's. So that's what made me get this one, because there's different types of ingredients, the same brand, but different like types of how do you say? Let's just say ingredients like apple cider vinegar version, whatever. But I needed that. I needed macadamia oil because my hair gets dry. So I deep condition weekly. And what I use, of course, I'm using this for now, leaving it for 30 minutes, rinse it out. And with that being said, so after I deep condition, I follow up what you call the Loc Method. So the Loc Method is something I use not only with the weekly, but daily as well. So those of you who know about the Loc Method is liquid, oil, cream. So with my liquid would be like, if on a wash day, my liquid would be like, my cream would be the leave-in. I have put my leave-in. And then I follow with my oil mix, which I get to later, my oil mix. And then I put my shea butter. And then I would do a chunky braid. And I just wrap my hair and I keep moving. I don't even to be honest, by the time I'm done with my chunky braids, my hair is kind of dry, so I just wrap it up and I keep it moving. So with my daily moisturizing, I use my rosemary water, which I'm going to get to later. My rosemary water, again, my oil mix, and my shea butter. Now, usually I have my Sense for 6 hydrator. That thing is so good. Let me tell you, that thing is so good. I haven't had it in a little while. I have to get it, but usually what I would do when I have it, I just mix it with my rosemary water. That's just something I do because I like having everything in one. Again, I'm very simple. I like keeping things simple. So with the hydrator, I knew it was a staple because I remember the first time I used it on my daughter. Her hair is a bit more, way more woolier than mine. So she has with her type of hair, her hair would dry up with in seconds. Like I can put the heavy butters, everything, and once it's completely dry, it's completely dry, like as if I put nothing in it. So once I started using a hydrator, and then once our hair is completely dry, and I felt the moisture in it, I knew it was a staple. So that's something I try to keep in the house. So definitely try Sense for Saints. So, but again, I don't have it right now, so those I do have to get it. So with moisture, again, I do my Loc Method, my rosemary water, or you can use regular water, but I like rosemary water, my oil mix, and my shea butter, just regular shea butter. Moving on, so to tip number, let's talk about my scalp oil. So this scalp oil I've been using, again, like my entire hair journey. So this here is a mix of your olive oil. This olive oil here, we buy this, of course, from the grocery store. This is by Iberia Premium Blend. This is actually sunflower oil and extra virgin olive oil. So this is it has sunflower oil in it. Now I know some people are stickler about, they want it to be be pure, but again, I don't get wrapped up in that. It's extra virgin olive oil. It's on our budget. I get it. So with that, I use it as my carrier oil. If those of you know about this, you're in the natural hair community, you know that olive oil is good for moisturizing. It has good fats. And I use peppermint oil. Those of you, now, let's talk about this. This is another topic. I don't get caught up in grades. I don't get caught up in, if it's in my budget. Every product I use in my hair, if it's in my budget, I buy it. That's just what it is. I'm very simple. But I use peppermint oil. Now, those of you, my peppermint oil and rosemary oil. I don't have my rosemary oil with me right now, but they are good at promoting blood circulation, hair growth, antibacterial, as well as tissue oil. This is antifungal. It's antifungal. It treats itchy, dry scalp. So I use those things. Those are to me, those are like powerhouse for me. And I mix it with my olive oil. Sometimes I do kind of play around and I add coconut oil sometimes, but those aren't my staples. My staples are the tea tree oil, the rosemary oil, and the peppermint, and my olive oil. That's all I need. I wanted 3 powerful essential oils, and I wanted to keep it moving. So that's what I have. That's what's been working for me. So moving on, let's talk about, okay. So this is another controversial. This is tip number 3. This is another controversial tip. The reason because some people say you should do it every 3 months, every 6 months, whenever, trimming your ends. So through my experience, I learned through trimming my ends when needed. So if you do the research, they say that your hair grows I think a 1/4 inch each month or something like that. But it's definitely a controversial topic about how often you should trim your ends. So I trim my ends when needed. Yeah. So which means that can range from maybe it can be 6. I actually need to trim now, but It can range from like 6 months from that, 3 months from that. It all depends on my hair. And one thing about your ends is that what produces split ends is heat. If you put a lot of heat in your hair, you're going to produce some split ends. If you manipulate your hair a lot, you're going to have some split ends. You're going to get them faster. And I know this from experience. There have been times where I may find myself experiencing with different hairstyles. My hands are always in my hair. And then I would notice and I could have just cut my split ends, and I noticed my split ends come back just like that. So I know this from experience. So, and just through my experience, trim your ends when needed. That's what some people want to do every 3 months, every 6 months. That's fine, but for me, I prefer to do it as needed. You know, it's because that way you see better results. You really get to see the growth of your hair. I just don't see how you can see results in hair growth, but you're trimming it like every 3 months. I just don't see how that works. But some people do it. So moving on, tip number 4. So tip number 4, it kind of backs up tip number 3: low maintenance and protective styling. So with me, I love my chunky braids, and because a lot of times my hair is wrapped up, like 97% of the time my hair is wrapped up. So for some, you may want to do like a bun or a twist or whatever works for you, whatever hairstyle you feel cute in, whatever works for you, do it. But the thing is, the whole point is that you want to make sure there's low maintenance, protective styling. So that right there is going to be your best friend. That's going to be your best friend, because what it does, it locks in the moisture and it protects your ends. Because remember, your ends are the oldest part of your hair. So you want to make sure that goes back to moisturizing, that your ends are well moisturized. And what happens is that when you do a protective style, it locks in the moisture and it kind of tucks your ends in, especially when you do something like a bun or anything like that. But you want to make sure that your ends are protected, and that definitely helps promote hair growth. So moving on to tip number 5, which is little to no heat. I put heat in my hair 1 or 2 times a year. When it comes to heat, that's something that you definitely want to be mindful of. When you do put heat in your hair, make sure that you have a heat protectant. Make sure, and again, just make sure that you're not putting in your hair like weekly, especially not daily. So be mindful of heat. And moving on to I'm gonna say just call this tip number 6. Stop obsessing with your hair. Stop the weekly link checks. Stop the monthly link checks. Just follow these tips and let your hair do its thing. Just mind your business. Just mind your business. Just go ahead, just follow these tips. Just leave your hair alone. Trust me, I have been there. Like my second time being natural. That phase for me, it was crazy because I was so caught up more so in the science and the hair growth, and it was absolutely ridiculous. So I'm speaking from experience. It's like watching paint dry. So don't be so obsessed. Your hair will grow. Just take care of yourself. And which brings me to my bonus: make sure that you're eating right. You gotta eat right. It does help. It helps. So I'm not gonna speak too much on it because majority of my journey, my diet is kind of so-so, but once I found out I was pregnant with my first daughter, my diet got even better. So, but one thing I can say is, so it does help, but I'm not a health guru. You can figure it out for yourself. You can do more research on it if you want to. But yeah, so that's it. So that concludes my hair regimen and my tips for growing natural hair. If you want to share any other tips, you can comment at the bottom. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with family and friends. And with that, as always, stay meek and stay chic.